Good morning, boomers. Voice of the blockchain, Satoshi's, Big Cousin Crypto's finest. Champagne, thank you for booming in. Markets are consolidating this morning, and we see BTC there at 33,778. Today, I want to talk about some of those high APYs that I'm coming across. I got some comments here, and I want to check out SUSHI. It may be something that has been overlooked, so make sure you touch the buttons for me out there, guys. Shout out to everybody tuning into the box. Boom. Here's the charts, 33,783. A bit of a consolidation, but again, I'm not going to get ahead of myself out here, guys. I think the trend is still downward. The 1 month looks okay. The 1 month looks, like we're in the pocket between 30 and 40, which is all right. But once you go ahead and zoom out, when in doubt, pull out, and you can see we're at 33,780. Shout out to Midas the dog. Drop a bomb for him. 33,770, and the trend is down. I mean, it seems like we're kind of consolidating here. Could be arguably, but it's still too early to tell. Let's look at that 6 month, and the 6 month kind of looks, maybe a consolidation. Again, we got to wait. We got to be patient out here, but definitely better than being in the 20K range. One thing I am noticing here is that the lows are lower. The supports keep dropping. You can see this one. It keeps going a little lower. So, we're going to keep an eye on that. And the moving averages, I have the moving averages set at 9 and 20 here on this graph, on this chart. And you can see that, the averages, are not looking healthy here. The trend is down. But, right now we're up and we're in the green for today. So let's go ahead and enjoy those gains. And I was watching another video yesterday, and this is the rebound, this is the relief rally, and someone, I don't know who it was, I think it was Bartertown, he said this is the time to get out if you're in a coin that you don't like, and there's probably some truth to that. If you're holding a bag you don't like, and if you're unsure about the future of a certain coin that you may have, this could be an exit. This is a rebound, so this could be something that you could, unload the bags on, perhaps, maybe, possibly, or, you can continue to hodl in your favorite coins. We have to assume all the new people have paper hands seeking paper gains. Yeah, that's probably true. I think to a certain extent you may be right. There is new people, but we have to consider that there is institutions that are in the game that they got in around 40. I'm not sure if the institutions' hands are paper thin, but we will see. Let's see. I do feel like that this bull run has more institutions and corporate entities than the prior run, where it was mostly retail driven. So let's see, how this one pans out. But let's see. Only time will tell. Let's go ahead and check out. I want to shout out, I think it was Ted or someone in my comments this morning, referring me over there to Sushi Swap. I kind of overlooked this, but directly on Sushi, some of the APYs are looking quite favorable, quite sexy, if you ask me. So let me go ahead and pull up Sushi. This is on the Polygon side, so you can see it on the Matic side. And I just literally pulled this one up. They still got the ETH against Iron paired here. TVL is low. Let's search by TVL and see what the big dogs are here, and see which the biggest farm. So, Bitcoin against ETH, and that's at 96%. That's really favorable. I mean, if you're interested in those two big dog coins and you want to hodl through the storm, you can get an average of both. And then, of course, this one is really standing out to me. USDC at USDT at 88%. This is the APY. I would like to see what the APR is. That's the APY, but it's at 88.9. Okay, so for those that are tuning in, and you see the terms used, back and forth, APY and APR, but there indeed is a difference. The APR is the annual percentage rate, and then the APY is the annual percentage yield, which assumes daily compounding. Okay, so you have an exponential gain. So if you got an APR of, say, let's say 10, 12, 15%, if you do daily compounding and get exponential gains, that could equate to above 10-20% APR. So your yield will end up being, I don't have a calculator. It could be 30-40%. I'm not sure, but it's going to be greater than the APR. So, something to consider there. So this one is definitely attractive. DC against DT at 88.9. That's annualized. I wish I had a calculator here and see, they should just put the APR here. Some of the sites, they list the APY, the APR, and the daily, which in my opinion, it's more important to focus on the daily. What is this going to, what am I going to receive daily? And that will change on average. That does fluctuate, but is it 0.02? Is it 0.5? What is it? Midas says, thanks for highlighting this. Really interesting for me. Probably hop on something today. Yeah, let's go ahead and continue to look at this, because this is something that's been brought to my attention literally this morning. And, Sushi Swap is a reputable protocol. They started on ETH. Now they've crossed the bridge over to the Matic network, and, they're doing all right. They're doing fine, and they have a nice UI. I have nothing bad to say about this. And now I'm seeing these pairs, and they're attractive. They're attractive. So you got DC against DT at 88.9, and you could pair up DC against DAI at 88%. So it's about the same. Interesting. And you can go Matic against ETH. There's a few of them. Let's search by APY. Let's see what the top dogs are. I'll skip the iron because that was a flop. Ren Doge against ETH is paying 81. USDC against DAI is paying 88. DT against DC is 88 as well. So it looks like these two farms right here are the most attractive in my opinion. You can see that the DC against DAI has about 93 million, and then DC against DT got 110 million. Another thing I'm noticing too is that those liquidity provider tokens that include DAI usually appear to pay more. I'm not sure why that is, but and if you ask my personal opinion, I think DAI is the most legit stablecoin out of those three: DAI, DC, and DT. DT we don't know much about. There's allegedly they have the funds to back that up. USDC is backed by Coinbase, and allegedly they also have the funds backing it up. But DAI is backed on the blockchain with smart contracts, and you can go see the collateral for DAI, and that is something that increases my confidence. Bitcoin against ETH paying 96, and there's a few. You can go ahead and scroll around here, but those are the most attractive ones. Let's compare those to some of the other ones what we showed you on Polycat. No, not on Polycat. What was it? On BEEFY. Or AutoFarm. That's the one. Let me pull up Auto on you guys. And see what they're hitting for. Shout out to Buddha. I see you, Electric Buddha. Good morning, sir. I was reading a thread this morning about Phantom, and it was quite favorable. We'll talk about Phantom in a moment. But I was reading that thread. I think it was on 4chan or whatnot. And a lot of people are saying good things about Phantom. There's something called the F-bomb over there on Phantom. I'm not sure if you know about that, Buddha, but I got to do some research. That we're talking about that in the threads. And then obviously Zoocoin, which either Buddha or somebody else brought to my attention, that shows you the charts on the Phantom network. It's comparable to PooCoin on BSC. But yeah. Let's go ahead and pull up Polygon on AutoFarm. Okay, whoa. Look at this one. So the Curve 3LP went up at 67%. So you could pair DAI, USDC, USDT. I've been showing you guys this for the past few days. I mean, it was at 20% a few days ago, went up to 30 yesterday, and boom, now it's at 67. And this is a 3LP consisting of DAI, DC, and DT. And you can create this on Curve and stake it over here on AutoFarm. You can also stake on BEEFY. Let me see if the APYs are similar. Copy's asking, what do you make of the McAfee death? That's an interesting thing to bring up. obviously it's unfortunate, and when anybody passes away, is especially someone in the crypto community that was bullish on crypto, and that's just unfortunate, and my condolences. It does seem a little weird. I was looking at some of the threads, and people were sharing prior tweets. One tweet specifically shows like, oh, if something happens to me like Epstein, it's not true. I'm not, the feds want to whack me. And then he shows a tattoo with the whacked tattoo. And apparently that was a crypto coin, and now people want to buy into it. And man, we could do a whole entire stream on that. But yeah, that's what I think. Going back to the topic at hand, the 3LP on USDC DAI on BEEFY, the 3LP from Curve, is only paying 11% right now. Okay, over there on BEEFY. So I'm going to move it on over to AUTOFARM, because AUTOFARM is paying way more. Okay. Electric Buddha says, nice. Curve has increased the APY on Phantom too. Okay. I'm going to bring up Phantom in just a moment, because I'm liking it. Shout out to Midas, shout out to Copy, and the rest of the boomers. So it looks like DAI USDC DT 3LP that's created on Curve is better to deposit on AUTOFARM than it is on BEEFY. I had it on both, but now I'm seeing the APY way higher on BEEFY. I'm confused on how to LP on Curve. There's nothing to do. It's the easiest thing possible. You just go over there and deposit. You could deposit one asset. You don't even need to have, let's say whatever stable coin you have, just deposit it and it'll give you the LP. It's like it's dumb. It's almost dumb easy. But I am going to maybe try this out, which is the USDC on DAI pair over there on Sushi Swap. This was brought to my attention this morning. Bring that back up again. This is APY, guys. APY 88 over here. USDC DAI. This is on Sushi. And, Sushi's pretty legitimate. So, I'll probably check that out. Electric Buddha says, got to check out AUTOFARM. Yeah, I've been using them since probably like January or February when they first came out. And so far, so good. They started off on Binance. Now they're over on Polygon. I believe they also support the Hiko chain, and they also have a swap and I think a bridge that they created. So they're pretty legit from what I see. Again, guys, I'm just going by the vibe. I don't know any of these programmers or developers. I don't have the inside plug or anything like that. Yeah, but no clear way to see what the output would be. Might be so easy, I can't believe it, or something. I don't know, man. That's how I did it. I just, I deposited and I got the LP and everything was good, So I specifically deposited and created the LP with just one asset. I think it was USDC. So I just popped the DC in there, whatever, I don't know, 500, 1,000, whatever it was. Deposit, and you get the LP token immediately. Once you get that LP token, you have the option of withdrawing a combination of the three tokens equally, or one of the tokens in total. Okay, so check that out. I would obviously try it out with $100 first. Midas, go in there and deposit $100 and see what it gives you. That way, always start it off, with a small thing first, a small transaction first, just to give it a whirl and a swirl just in case. And then you can go ahead and depot the larger amount. But yeah, Sushi is the one that I want to perhaps experiment with bringing to my attention. I think it was Ted or somebody in my comments. Shout out to whoever did that. But it's specifically DAI and USDC and DAI and Tether. They're about the same. Okay, if someone has a calculator, a mortgage calculator, could you figure out here what the APR would be on an 88% APY? I mean, obviously some math, some algebra could figure that out. Let me go ahead and check out the charts real quick, and then we'll keep it at that, guys. I got some construction being performed here on the bathroom where we're remodeling, and so excuse me if there's noise or whatnot. 33,931. Let me go ahead and pull out one and dial pull out year to date. Yeah, I mean, we're kind of back where we were at back in late January. Okay, so boom. Gaming Max says, what's the difference between about APY and APR? I just explained it a few moments ago. Maybe you missed it. But APR is the annual percentage rate. Okay, and that's what you get paid daily. APY considers reinvesting and the exponential gain. So let's say if you're getting paid a 10% APR, which, you know, I don't know what it is per day, like 0.001 or whatever. If you reinvested that, you start getting compounded interest, which at the end of the year would be more than your APR. So the APY is the yield. The APR is the rate. So, you know, you really want to consider the rate more than the yield, because honestly, you know, you're not going to stay in these farms for a year. And if you do, the rate is going to decrease anyway. So I think it's probably better to focus on the rate, and specifically the daily rate is more important to me, you know, because that changes. You know, what are you getting per day? Forget about the year. You know, has anybody been in this farms for a year? Probably not. But yeah, check that out, Max. Check that out. And we're back. And we're back. Excuse me. It was my plan to stay in banana and cake for a year, says Game and Max. You know, that's fine. But, you know, pancake hasn't even existed for a year, and neither has banana. So, you know, it's great. You know, that's fine. It's cute. That's great planning. But, you know, I can't see that far, and maybe it's good. Maybe, you know, maybe that's the case. But you know, I can't see that far in crypto, especially with a brand new project. That project hasn't even existed a year, and from what we're seeing, the rates, they change. Okay, so you can't really base your decisions on the advertised yearly rate because these things change so much. But that being said, I don't think that pancake won't be around in a year. Okay. As far as banana, I really don't know, but they're seeming all right. So let's see. But, you know, I definitely, myself, I don't plan like that. Maybe, you know, when it comes to Bitcoin or ETH, but, you know, these new DeFi platforms, absolutely not. Keep the plans fluid. My unsolicited advice is Midas the dog. Yeah, I mean, like I said, guys, you know, pancake hasn't even existed for a year. So how you're making plans to cuddle up for a year, and it hasn't even existed for a year. I think 88% divided by 365 days is 0.24 APR. Yeah, but that's not the way the math works, because 88% is the APY, not the APR. Nerve Network says ADD. I think I've heard certain things about it, but I off the top, I can't say yes or no. Game and Max says, I'm really new in this DeFi, so learning a bit. Yeah, as is most people. Listen, DeFi itself, it really started last summer. So, you know, no one's been in DeFi over a year. So, you know, everybody's new. So it's okay. It's all right. You know, I remember when I first started getting in, I didn't even know what an LP is, or I figured it out on my own. But, you know, being in the game for some time now, I'm here to say, you know, in my experience, a month in crypto is like a year in the real world. So, you know, to make year-long plans on these farms, I don't think that that's reasonable in my opinion. But I could be wrong. Corey King says, Champ, how's life? It's good. Corey, shout out to you. Thanks for asking. I thought APY meant annual percentage yearly. No, it's yield. Yield. I thought it's annual percentage yield, and then APY is rate. Okay, because if you are getting a rate, if you're getting 1% a day, okay, if you're getting $100 a day, let's say, and you're reinvesting that $100 a day, you're gonna have your rate of return is gonna increase exponentially. So your rate of return 2 months down the line is gonna be higher than the first day. So that's why you can't just divide it by 365, because it's an exponential function. You need a mortgage calculator. Have I looked at ApeSwap on Polygon? No, but I have looked at ApeSwap on BSC, and I know they just recently migrated to Polygon. I try to pull it up, but every time I pull up ApeSwap, it pulls up the BSC side. So I don't know if there's a different address or whatnot, but I'm aware. I'm aware. But again, guys, in my personal opinion, right now, the move is stable coins until things stabilize, okay? And then we could go ahead and attack. I'm not in the business of trying to time the market and get the lowest rate, or time the market at the very top and sell further profit. I'm following the trend. The trend right now is down, and it appears to be consolidating. So I'm gonna wait, okay? Like I said, I'm not in the business of trying to find the bottom. I'm trying to ride the wave. I'm not trying to find the perfect wave. I'm trying to ride the set of waves. So, again, that's the strategy, at least on my end. Shout out to Wolfie. Let's see if there's anything else hitting that we may want to consider. TRX is moving up. All right. Rune, Thorchain. I mean, look, I can't say enough good things about that. I think it has real use case. Thor. It's the first, maybe it's not the first, but it's the first that I've seen that allows you to swap between chains. So you can swap Bitcoin for Ethereum, not the fake Bitcoin, not the synthetic, not the fake ETH. I'm talking about the native token. That ETH BTC LP farm looks attractive to my DGen heart, says Midas. Yeah, it does. And again, I don't even know if you should attribute the word DGen to ETH and BTC, because what's degenerate about ETH and BTC? One could even say that the stable coins are more degenerate than ETH and BTC if you really believe in crypto. But, I guess that's another topic of discussion. But yeah, ETH BTC does look attractive. Another thing to consider is that, you could hedge and say, I compare BTC with USD or ETH against USD and get 50-50. Are you using Polycat? I feel like Matic will boom. Yeah, I'm using Polycat, but right now the farms are not as attractive as other platforms. What do you think about DeFi and the Terra ecosystem and new projects coming, plus Gravity Dex, Osmosis, AMM on Cosmos? I'll be honest, I haven't used Terra. I know, I've seen it, and I know that it's been moving. Other than that, I don't know. My intent is to jump on Solana next, but I have seen Terra. I think that 8board Finance covers them as well. Polycrystal and Polycap seem all right so far. I don't know much about the crystal, but Polycat's been around and they're okay. We were farming the fish token at the very beginning. It pumped, it dumped along with the rest of the markets, and it's survived. But again, my strategy right now is sticking on the stables. Waking and baking, enjoying some champagne. Indeed. Shout out to ADD. Kaboom. But yeah, Solana is one that I would put ahead of Terra, simply because of what I've seen as far as the trend. I'm not saying, that Terra is bad or not. I just don't know. Let's talk about Phantom. Because honestly, using Phantom, it's fast. It's faster than all the other ones that I've used. And I'll tell you this, guys. Okay, Polygon is getting slow. Okay, it's getting real slow out there. considering that it's still a young gunner. You know, it's like, you know, it just popped off and now it's slowing down. Come on, you know, I don't know. I'm seeing a lot more stuff popping off on Phantom, specifically, obviously, the Boo coin, which is the spooky swap. That's the AMM. Obviously, the native coin FTM Phantom. I paired it with Boo, and you can earn some pretty good gains on BEEFY. BEEFY now supports Phantom Network. It's phantom.beefy. Whatever. I forgot the whole URL, but yeah, it's there. And let's pull up the spooky. Let's pull up the spooks. And could someone let me know if you've heard of like a bomb token or F-bomb token or something like that? Because I heard people talking about that in the chat, and that is associated with the Boo. And here it is. This is the spooky swap. You know, it's just like all the other AMMs, but you know, this is the leader. It appears on Phantom. They're at 448. We got in around $3 and change. You can stake Boo single asset for about 89%. Okay, or you can pair with Phantom and stick it over on BEEFY and earn. Boo solid, said Buddha. Yeah, I like it. Phantoms for pro developers, not hundreds of clones. Let's see. I mean, I'm trying it out and it looks all right. It looks all right. Let's see if I got Phantom here on my watch list. Phantom against USDT. You know, it's down. It's at 24 cents, but everything else. Is there a Phantom faucet? No, I don't. Not that I know of. I haven't really searched because, thankfully, it was Buddha, I believe, that he threw me, a few Phantom. But yeah, maybe somebody can shoot some Dab Master J a little bit of FTM, you know, or something like that, or lead him to a faucet. That way he can, get up and started. Get him, some FTM. There's got to be a faucet somewhere. Polygon disappointed me when it showed similar congestions to ETH. Yeah, it did. And one thing I did notice on the bridges, specifically the xpollinate.io bridge, which lets you bridge between DAI, BSC, and Phantom and Matic. For a while, the exit liquidity was very congested on the exit on the Matic side. So if you were sending funds to the Matic, like to exit on the Matic chain, it was very congested and there was not much exit liquidity. Now that's not the case anymore. The opposites happen now. The exit liquidity is congested on the Binance side, which leads me to believe that a lot of capital is moving over to that chain. Okay, so it's something to consider. And then, of course, and I can see perhaps more capital moving over to Phantom. And you could move over to Phantom on xPollinate as well. So you got it there at 24 cents. Bomb is deflationary coin on ETH, and they airdropped it to everyone on FTM, the F-Bomb. It had a big hype around the ICE launch, then they rugged. Now it's coming back for some reason. Be careful with Bomb. Okay. Yeah, I heard people talking about it in the chat, so I wanted to know. Along with Bomb and other people were talking about Zoo, and you guys had brought that to my attention. Let me pull that up. Zoo coin. So this is very similar to PooCoin. This gives you charts or whatnot, and this looks like there is some utility here. So let me look at the Zoo Dex, Zoo Chart, Zoo Wallet. They got a lot of stuff you could buy. Where could you buy the Zoo coin? It sends you. Yeah, they got a Dex as well. They got their own little Dex going on, which looks good. It seems like they're offering new stuff here. So they got their little Dex, they got their wallet, they got an NFT. That's another thing I'm hearing about, that they're doing NFT marketplaces or whatnot. So Zoo's legit as fuck, says Electric. Yeah, that's what I am gathering here. I can't confirm that, but it certainly is starting to appear like that. Let me pull this up. Zoo is down. Like everything's kind of down, but which doesn't even have the market cap on this yet. Yeah, I may get a little bag of this. Can you farm this, or what's going on? F-Bomb is the first meme coin on Phantom. Okay. Zoo, they have all the utilities needed to operate on Phantom blockchain, also a mobile wallet. Yeah, I'm starting to see that. I've had it pulled up here for a while, and I'm seeing more people talk about it. And yeah, I might buy a little bag. How's this coin minted? Like, how could you farm it? What's going on here? I'm gonna link you guys here in the chat so you guys can check it out. But this looks like a potential, up and comer here on Phantom. Zoo charts. But can you farm this token? Luke Stringer says he's got Zoo Phantom LPs parked on Hyperjump, might go to Beefy. Okay, I don't know much about Hyperjump. I heard people saying that it wasn't that good on some of the threads, but take that with a grain of salt because I have no idea. But I'm gathering that Zoo seems legit and Boo seems legit, and obviously this is all on the Phantom. You could pair Zoo and Phantom and stick it on Beefy. Let me pull that up. Let me see what we got hitting on Beefy right now on the Phantom Beefy side. Shout out to Beefy. They're supporting a few platforms here. Protocols as well. So this is Beefy on the Phantom side. I have a small bag of Boo Phantom. It's paying APY. Okay, look, this is a great example so you guys can see. Look at this, the information. Vault APR is 170. Trading APR is 4.95. That's let's say a total of like 175% APR. 175% APR, if you compound it every day, would equal to about 480% APY. Okay, but what's more important is the daily. Okay, what's the daily? And that's about 0.5%. I don't think there's any farming to earn Zoo. I had 14 million Zoo when I didn't know what it was and I sold way too early. Yeah, I got to read more on it. I heard good things about the ice as well. Look around here, guys. See what's hitting. You never know. Let's sort by TVL. BTC Phantom's paying about 0.25% a day. ETH against Phantom. Phantom against USDC. Tomb, Boo pays about 122 APY. So there's a few of them here. Wolfie I've heard about. This thing is growing. I farm DAI FTM on Beefy. Okay, there it is. DAI FTM, and that's about 0.33 daily. Nice, I'll check it out. Thanks, guys. Thanks, champ. Love Phantom. Yeah, let's check it out. I got little bags here. I'm testing it out. I got about 2 racks here, and then I'm probably gonna put some more in. I'm not gonna lie to you. All right, take a few more comments and questions, and we'll leave it at that, guys. But definitely check out Phantom, and then check out Sushi Swap on the Polygon side. There's what appears to be some attractive APYs for DC and DT pairs, and DAI and DC pairs. That's stable coins I'm talking about. Take one more peek over here before we sign off and see if there's anything that I'm overlooking. Clayton is a top gainer. I don't know anything about that, but I've seen that name. Tron is doing well. And one thing about Tron, it's fast and it works. Okay? ...2017, I got my senior haircut and paid in Digibyte. These days, my guy, Sully the barber, pulls up in a Mercedes Sprinter van, still paying in crypto. There you go. Corey says, need some more dApps to come on. Phantom into it. Crazy right now. Respect, bro. Good to catch you live. Shout out to Luke. Shout out to Corey. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to Buddha as well. And he suggested you go over to he said, I think the Tomb Finance Telegram. They may have a link to a faucet over there, a Phantom faucet. Phantom's cheap. It's 30 cents. I mean, all you need is a few Phantom and you're up and running. I mean, I think even with one Phantom, you should be able to have enough for a substantial amount of transactions. Now, on that note, I'm out of here, guys. Shout out to Luke, Electric Buddha, Corey King, ADD, and the rest of the boomers. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Stay strong. It's the voice of the blockchain, Satoshi's big cousin, crypto's finest. Champion, thanks for booming in.